Hello, everyone. Welcome to King Po Myers, our special true crime segment. This is our finale. We have a very special guest joining us. We have Ari, who's actually with us because
finally!
she's never joined us, and of course we have Sami.
Yay!
And we each have a glass of a something.
Of a particular substance, whatever it may be.
I am channeling my innermost Frasier, and I'm having a nice glass of sherry.
Where is it from? Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Ari.
Why am I saying hi?
Hi to you too, Sami.
Sami's had a couple glasses.
I've only had one.
You got a big old glass, though.
Yeah.
All right, so you're drinking Fino Harana, which is from Spain, which is amazing.
Eso. Sami, what do you have?
Sami, what are you having first?
I'm having Menage a Trois. It's Prosecco.
Menage a Trois?
Yeah. It's the brand.
I just had to laugh
and it is
about
an
the name.
Italian sparkling wine imported from St. Helena, California.
All right, right around the corner. There you go for you at least. I'm drinking two things, but first I started with some Baileys.
I don't know where that is in respect to me. I don't know.
And the wine that I'll drink is also from Spain because, of course, La Rioja. We used to drink this one in Spain when we lived there.
So today's essentially we're true criming it up, and we just have a little something on the side.
Because we're celebrating. It's been the whole season. I mean, I haven't been in the true crime episode, but here I am. For fun reasons,
and
finally.
The only reason that Ariadna is joining us is because these stories that we have are we're kind of doing like a lightning round of like 10 stories that are just like super short and like little blips that have nothing to do with too much violence.
Hence why I'm here.
And hence why we're drinking, because they're a little bit silly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still crime. It's just that no one's dying. At least I don't think so. I've only read four of the titles on this list. I came across this list a couple nights ago and decided this was the one because the first four that I read that are just so ridiculous. So with that being said, shall I begin?
Sure thing. Go right ahead.
Well, our first story, this is from an article by Inside Hook. This was the 10 craziest true crime stories of the year 2017. And we all know 2017 was like the nuttiest year.
Really?
Well, I know 2020 kind of tops that, but like 2017 was pretty wild up until this past year. So our first story is the Great New Brunswick Lobster Caper. That is the title of this case.
Okay.
This is a little bit of a cheat because the crime itself occurred in 2016. There were 3 men from Quebec, Canada, and a fourth from New Brunswick, ranging in ages 21 to 52. So this is like
Holy
a broad
moly.
age. Yeah. So it's like a family. They were charged with pulling their own Ocean's 11 and ripped off $1 million worth of lobster from a seafood company.
Oh my God. That's no small task.
The thing is, that's just the largest lobster theft. In February alone of that year, there were 2 other major lobster raids in Nova Scotia. But they only added up to a few thousands of Canadian dollars. This one was literally $1 million worth.
That's a lot.
Of
Like, I mean,
lobster.
I know lobster's expensive, obviously, but still $1 million worth of lobster. That, I don't know, a truck full.
And the reason they put it in 2017 is because these guys didn't really face judgment or justice until March 2017. And I want to know more about it, but unfortunately, the article that it links to will not load.
Great, thank you, internet.
That's the Great New Brunswick Lobster Caper.
I wonder what makes you steal lobster. What would make you steal lobster, Dylan?
Reselling. I mean, obviously you're gonna take some for yourself, but like, all right, I'm not just saying this for the sake of saying it, but there is an episode in Frasier where
course.
they're getting caviar, and it's actually like they've stolen all this whole thing of caviar, and Fraser and Niles happen to be customers. So I do believe like you can like there's like
Resell?
black market
Probably.
fine goods.
Oh my god, that
Black
reminds me of
market lobster.
that reminds me of the first episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it wasn't lobster, it was jamón ibérico from Spain, coincidentally
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
But they were stealing it, and it was like $6,000 of because jamón ibérico, like if you're familiar, it's ridiculously good. It's really, really expensive in Spain, even so. So it's $6,000. I mean, it's not a TV show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but yeah. So I guess resell it, black market kind of deal. Would you ever steal lobster? Any of you?
I'd steal steak.
I
or
don't do
steak.
seafood really.
I do steak.
Oh, I might do steak. It depends. Like if you're running like a really expensive restaurant, like in like a really populated city, and like you want the best and the bougiest for your food that you sell there,
Yeah.
I would say maybe. But I think a lobster heist is a bit much. I think just paying premium prices from fishermen are better than that.
Also, they're
So-
probably still alive, so you probably have to keep them alive.
Oh goodness.
Like you probably have to have,
Oh
like,
my
a
god, I
massive
didn't think
tank.
of that.
Me
I didn't
neither.
think of that. Were they
And
dead
how
or
would
were
you
they alive?
how would you be doing that?
Where would you store that?
You need to have a
what's
huge
the
tank
exact
in your
moment you
house.
steal them?
I
Who
think
are you in this operation? I don't know. I don't understand.
I would like if I like.
I'd be lookout.
Can you imagine like if someone filming not an Ocean's 11, but Ocean's 11's type, but for a
Yeah.
lobster?
Ocean's 11 only with steak. I would have filet mignon for
It's-
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's like we're not stealing Casino Boys. We're stealing
Oh,
Delicious food.
just food, just delicious food.
have you ever had, oh, what is it called? It's the really, really soft type of steak. What is it called? It's like is it baby? Is it a baby? No, that's
Veal?
veal. No, that's
No.
veal. No, it's like a really soft. They sell it at Disneyland. There's like this one restaurant in Disneyland that has this very specific burger that is like this like the softest steak that they use.
I wanna say veal.
No.
It's veal.
No, it's not. It's not
veal.
veal. It's not veal. Oh
Soft
God, what is it
steak.
called? It's like really like it's like a really bougie type of meat that you can get for a burger. But like you could also have it like really, really just by itself. I don't remember what it's called. It will come to me
It will.
at some point.
Beef tenderloin?
Nope.
Loin? Filet.
Nope. No.
The softest
Soft-
steak in Disney.
That's literally what I'm doing right
It's
now.
like
Literally
buttery. It's
Googling.
like a buttery steak.
You are making
Filet
Dylan
mignon?
like go
No.
wild because he loves steak. And he's like, oh my god, I need to go
No.
get steak now.
Oh, it's in California Adventure. Hold on. California Adventure.
We may be ordering out tonight. I need steak in my life.
So I might be having steak. Oh, it's at Carthage Circle? Is it that's where it's at? No, that's in yeah. Is it? Or is it? Yeah. Maybe. I
Maybe.
ate there once. Like literally once.
But that's how much the impact cost you.
Yes.
There you go.
Like actually though, if I could find the
I feel like I should say like we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
I'm just looking for the menu at this point. I know what what is it?
Well,
That's gonna
as
drive me insane.
Sammy tries to
Entrees.
find the softest kind of steak, because why not?
Why not in the middle of an episode? Okay.
Sorry. I can't find it.
It doesn't exist.
Dinner.
We're getting a play-by-play of you going through a menu.
I don't know. what
Ratings
it
are going to
is.
be through the roof on this one.
I don't know what it's called.
Well,
Shoot, it is Carthage Circle. I know it's Carthage Circle.
if anyone has been to Carthage Circle in California Adventure Disney, please let us know.
It's like this super soft
She also might find
burger.
out during the episode. Who knows? But meanwhile, we can move on to the next case. I think
Okay.
we're all
Anyway,
lobster talked out
yes. Okay. Done with that. Sorry.
for now. For now, like it'll
For
come
now,
to
we
you.
will revisit this at a later point. Okay.
Oh, that's
Our second
great.
story is Grandma and Grandpa busted for a truckload of weed.
Wait, was weed not illegal in 2017 in this country?
It was legal in several states for recreational consumption at this point. But Nebraska is a little behind the rest of the nation. So unfortunately, it wasn't legal at this point in Nebraska. And unfortunately, an elderly Vermont couple stopped in December. They were stopped in December as they drove across the state. Patrick Giron, age 80, and his 83-year-old wife say that they were bearing gifts. Those gifts weren't Legos, iPads, or ugly-ass sweaters, but 60 pounds of weed. That's a ton of weed. Nearly $500,000 worth in street value, according to the Associated Press.
What?
They were charged with a felony, which is possession with intent to deliver. It's just sad because no one wants a weedless Christmas.
And the title of our episode today
is No One Wants a Weedless
Christmas.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a felony. So what how like did they have to pay a fine?
I think they spent the night in jail.
Oh.
I think that's what happened. Hold on, let me check. This one actually does have an associated article. They said the marijuana was for Christmas presents.
A pound for each of their family members.
Exactly. Here you go.
It was an estimated value of $336,000. Like I believe it is it still illegal in Nebraska?
Ashley Googles. That's insane. I feel like we have a few family members that are gonna go unnamed right now who would do something similar like this. Without knowing, because if they drove from Vermont to Nebraska, you would think. I wonder why they got stopped in the first place.
Could be anything.
2019. Yeah, I probably ran like a stop sign or something.
It's like, we're going to go search your car. Let's see what we can find.
Well, with all of that, I'm sure it wasn't hard to find. You could probably smell it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Even if everything's wrapped up. That's
60
a lot.
pounds of it? 60 pounds of it. That's the thing. That's a lot.
I wonder.
I think I may have found my. Oh no!
It's like no. She also found the name of the steak.
I found the steak.
That is one hell of a Christmas present. Makes sense for grandparents though, doesn't it? Wasn't it legal? Not legal, but wasn't it not legal? Obviously, but what's it called? Like cool when they were young to smoke this stuff.
What?
Cool.
No. When did I'm from Spain?
When did pot become cool?
No, but like I know the 70s in Spain is completely different than the 70s here, obviously. But isn't the 70s...
no, 70s were definitely weed times.
Exactly.
My grandma.
See, it was cool for them to do. When
just the phrase like it was cool back then. Like,
okay.
Oh my god, the steak is on the tip of my tongue and I can feel it. Hold on a minute. It like comes with like a certificate and everything when you buy it. Hold on.
Colby beef?
Wagyu. It is Wagyu beef.
Wagyu.
It is
WAGU. Is that correct?
WAGYU.
GYU is so close.
Yeah,
Wagyu
it is.
steak.
And then he's gonna go Wagyu steak.
Wagyu burgers. They were like these mini burgers.
Oh.
There were these sliders. They were Wagyu beef sliders, and it is the softest steak you will ever eat. It is, and it like almost like it's so soft, like it like you don't. There's no tension. There's like not even like a chew. It's so crazy.
It's next time someone asks me, so what's your husband's favorite food? Wagyu steak.
Yeah. I think because it comes with like it's like it's not babies. It is
Ew.
a cow that it's not a baby cow. It's not veal. That's what I meant. So it's like cows that have been taken care of like their entire lives, like really, really well. Like they get to like go in like an open pasture and like they're fed everything they could ever want and they are loved and they are brushed and they are just like absolutely pampered up until their death. And it is like the best for some reason. Like it's like you have to have like a certification to actually have like
It's
Wagyu
insane.
beef.
So I'm
It's
assuming it's not easy
crazy.
to find. So you would steal Wagyu steak, essentially speaking.
I would steal because it's very expensive and it's very valuable. It's the only I've only
And
ever
also
had
very
it once.
difficult to find, I would assume, once again.
Well, I
It's
think
probably
there are
expensive.
certain people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Can you find it in
probably why.
supermarkets?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Wagyu beef.
Well, the host is talking about
Costco.
cooking segment.
Costco, apparently. Snake River Farms.
I would have never thought of Costco to have something
Yeah.
like that. All right, at least we found the name, folks. We found the name.
It's Wagyu. It's Wagyu.
Okay, so weed was
On to
cool in
the
the
next
70s.
one.
Here we go. But case number 3.
Here we go. Weed. The Virginia cereal cat shaver.
Poor cats.
I want to
Poor
know
cats.
why. I want to know why. Apparently these are ranked by oddness. So I think this is a little messed up. Since December 2016, someone had been systemically grabbing the cats of Waynesboro, Virginia, and precisely shaving their underbellies or legs. They targeted clean cats with collars, well-groomed feline companions who were no doubt unaccustomed to attention. The crime is unsolved. It's also more serious than it seems. Cruelty to animals, even if it initially seems nonviolent, can be a precursor to violence against humans. I don't know if I would say that is like animal abuse. I just think because like you could shear sheep and like they're totally fine. You're not hurting them by shaving the cat.
But you don't know what conditions they were shaving the cat.
Yeah, but like
I mean, come on.
true. I mean, like what kind of sick man would go
so-
around
or
shaving
women.
cats? What, like
kitty,
you know
kitty.
this is a man. You know this is a man.
that-
So-
no.
You know it's a man.
Dude, yes, because
They
when we came
said
to crimes. Hey, let's talk about Grandma for a minute. Grandma who had the fucking boarding house.
well, yeah, that's true.
Dorothy, what's her name?
Police
Yeah.
Captain Kelly Walker said all the cats have been returned and otherwise unharmed. They just aren't sure what crime has been committed, but the owners would just like it to stop.
That's so sad because we have a cat. So imagine if he was an outside cat, someone took him and shaved him, and you were like,
I'd be
how did
pissed.
you? Yeah, exactly. Like, what? How did this happen? Why? How?
Just under the tummy. I mean, like, I guess okay. So here's my rationalization for that.
gosh,
But
but it's
the only thing that's not the only thing that kind of makes this not work is that he specifically went after like collared cats and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But my guess is that a lot of times when there are feral cats, a lot of people will try to control the feline population of homeless cats. And so a lot of people will do that by spaying and neutering a lot of cats and stuff like that. So my guess is if you shave the underbellies and stuff, it's more identifiable if you're able to get a female or a male. So that's my best guess.
So
That's
a
my
mad doctor.
only.
So this is like a like not a Robin Hood vet, but a vet who's like,
Here, let me help the people that are actually going to spay and neuter these guys. Like that's my best guess. I have no idea. There's weird people out there.
I feel like this is a really, really dumb 12-year-old. Maybe it could him and a couple of his friends, and they're just getting drunk on Thursdays, and like, let's shave the cat again.
A drunk 12-year-old.
have you met Spain?
Let's do it again.
Oh my god. No, but like also when I was 12, I don't think I had even touched I had probably touched a razor, but with shears like that, I don't think I would have been comfortable touching them. I think I'd be scared.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wouldn't be doing that to Banks, you know? Like
Mm-mm.
no, just Just someone else professional, please.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, our next one is number 7, the Great Berlin Dildo Heist of 2017.
Nice.
In October, a UK-based Fun Toys posted a status describing a theft of nearly 60,000 US dollars in sex toys. The company was attending the Venus Exposition in Berlin, displaying its wares.
She's just having the
And
time of her life right now.
Fun Toys termed this the largest recorded theft of sex toys in history. Though why anyone has kept track of that, I will not know. They attached photos of the devastation as proof. But I guess they want their customers and their fans to keep an eye out if possible. But like also, how many people in the world do you think are going to have the same exact sex toy? You know what I mean? Like, unless you're stealing like a super rare one that's like super expensive that not a lot of people would go out and buy, like, how would you ever know?
I mean,
It's
for
almost the perfect crime.
For me, I really can't get by just the idea of these English guys talking with the German police that all their sex toys have been stolen.
Help!
The German
please.
police just like just being German about it and just being like, you're joking, right? You're trying to annoy me, right?
Yeah.
No, they stole all of our sex toys.
It almost sounds like a bad prank, but like it was so real. Like they
60,000 and where in an expo you said?
$60,000 was how much they stole, but the reason why it was able to be stolen was because the owners of the shop were actually, I don't know if it was hold on a minute. Let me look into
At the
this
expo
real
or
quick.
not?
I don't know if they stole it at the expo or hundreds of dildos and butt plugs are missing. But that's literally what the article says. Help us share this post. It was a 3-day event that presents the annual trends and innovations from the erotic and lifestyle sectors. It says they will likely try to resell the products on the black market. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Why are we mentioning Ted Cruz in this?
The senator?
Who?
Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz. At the end of the article, it says Ted Cruz, noted sex toy enthusiast, has yet to account for his whereabouts at the time of the theft. Oh my God.
He's such a dirtbag.
Yeah. So it was at the fairground when they were at the exhibition. They arrived to load the stand and products into the truck. It was like all of it was stolen. Like only the brochures, bags, and 2 boxes with testers were left. So it was like literally all their stock that they were looking to sell at this show. And it was a 3-day event, which just sucks.
You Germans, it does suck.
Yeah,
never better.
Super sucks.
$60,000. Goodness gracious.
$60,000. A lot of money.
Plugs apparently.
Yep.
That's a lot of merch.
That is though. That's like the lobster, you know, like a whole truck load.
Okay, so we are now on number 6. Ohio. 10 6-year-old leads police. 10 to 6-year-old leads police on crazy Fast and Furious style car chase.
Wait.
What?
10 16-year-olds?
No, 10.
No,
a 6 to 10.
Wait,
a 6 to 10-year-old. 10 6-year-olds?
I don't know.
6 to 10-year-olds.
I don't know why it says Ohio 10-6.
Is that a highway?
I don't know. But it says an elementary school age boy in Ohio went far beyond the usual grounding offenses for someone just a few years removed from riding in a booster seat. In his second such offense in as many weeks, the unnamed boy took a Toyota Avalon on a high-speed chase on the interstate highway, and not low speed, up to 100 miles per hour. When he crashed and was arrested, the kid tried to spit in the troopers' faces, and his explanation as to why he did it,
Mhm.
Oh gosh.
he was bored. Is he 6 or is he 10? 10. He's
10. I would say 10.
But why did it say 6?
I was
Why
like,
did it
six
say 6?
10-year-olds?
No, I went to the
Because
also in that
because it's
article.
number 6.
Also,
Six.
it is number 6. You're right.
That's why.
But
So
also when you go
10-year-old
further,
promo.
when you go further into the article, it like related article. It says 13-year-old drunk off for loco leads cops on high speed chase.
I have so many
So,
questions.
There's a lot happening here.
And plus, this is his second offense as a 10-year-old.
This is second offense in a matter of 2 weeks.
He was bored, man. He just wanted to go out.
And why did he have to spit at the police officer, though?
Being a brat.
As always.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 100 miles per hour?
I want to know
Crashed.
one.
Exactly.
How? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if he was like actually hurt? That's crazy. Oh man.
And he got arrested. You can't arrest a 10-year-old.
Yes, you can.
Why? How?
If they,
I mean, they're still tried as a minor, right?
yeah, like it's most likely going to be like juvenile hall and therapy and all that. But
Yeah.
sorry, gotta bring the darkness back to true crime real quick.
No, it's okay.
There was a
Don't
king.
apologize to me. That's apology for Ariadna.
That's who it was towards.
Thank you very much, Sammy.
I forget when it was. I may have been in high school. I may have been in college. But there was a murder attempt of an elementary school teacher by the students. I think they were in kindergarten or first grade. They had a lookout.
Yeah.
They like created weights, and they were going to like hit her with them. Somehow, obviously, I think she was able to overpower them, or she figured out what was happening before. They were all tried. I mean, yeah, they didn't go to jail, but they went to juvenile jail.
I had a
First
kid
graders.
here
First
at
grade,
like
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the daycares that I used to work at.
Why
that,
are we living in this country again?
Yeah,
Well, no,
I know.
there are stories like this all over the world. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Yay.
we had a first grader that like basically sprayed a pregnant teacher with Windex, and like ran around the hallways banging on all of the doors and shit, and the police showed up. It was not good. I don't know what the outcome of that was, but that child was not well. Clearly. But
Jen,
yeah,
take a sip of your bubbly.
yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to a beautiful season 2.
Cheers. This next one is something I remember. I remember this happening, and I remember everyone blowing up about it and being like, "Oh my god!" Do you remember Fire Festival?
No.
It was this like festival that was like supposed to be like
Burning Man?
no, kind of like what's that like EDM festival that everyone goes to that's like super popular? I can't remember. But anyway,
yeah.
my brain's foggy right now because this is my second. I'm almost done with my second glass. Anyway, I'm like halfway through this bottle. So Fire Festival was like this festival that was meant to be like this, like it's like a normal music festival that is meant for rich kids. Like this festival was supposed to be for like rich kids, and it was supposed to be like held in the Bahamas and all this stuff, and like a ton of people like it was promoted by like a bunch of like Instagram influencers and stuff like that, and like everyone like ended up getting like incredibly ill, and like there was nothing there when everyone went, and like people got like sun sick and stuff like that, so they had to like make tents and shit like that. But it was apparently, according to them, a misguided high dollar disaster, but not the product of a criminal act. It was a crime in the making. They got there and began making awful statuses on social media about what a complete ripoff it was. But it was really funny for like us normal people to see these rich people spend like all this money to go to this Bahamas place. And like, it's just.
Wait, didn't
And
they do a Netflix
yeah.
documentary on this?
Maybe.
It's sounding familiar. Like I never watched it, but like it's sounding very familiar from what you said. They're supposed to have artists there and like hotel arrangements and like nothing that they advertised.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Okay.
So it was a ripoff.
Yeah.
It was there was like nothing there. Like there were only like a few like white tents set up and stuff like that. I remember it happening. But a lot of people basically like the guy who set it up had been charged with wire fraud. He was 25 years old. He was accused of defrauding investors on the project and could spend 20 years in prison if convicted.
Tell me he got 20 years.
I'm looking. My character.
I would be really pissed off.
That's the maximum
Money or
sentence.
not money, like you travel all the way there and expect a festival or whatever.
And there was nothing.
Billy McFarlane, where are you, buddy? Are
Please
you
be in jail.
Nah, I think
He
it's
got
funny. Billy McFarlane. Oh no, his Wikipedia page has his name and then in parentheses fraudster. Oh no. Oh no, Billy. He got 6 years and $26 million in restitution, which is a lot of fucking money.
But he didn't get the restitution. He had to pay in restitution.
He had to pay it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of money. He borrowed like up to like $7 million to fund it. And he took one loan with an effective annualized rate of 120%, which is a lot of money. Yeah, there are 2 documentaries. One on Hulu called Fire Fraud, and Netflix released one called Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So he is currently incarcerated in Ohio. In April 2020, during the pandemic, he requested compassionate release from prison to avoid contracting the virus. The request was denied in the same month. And unfortunately, in July 2020, he tested positive for COVID at the facility.
And then is he still alive? We don't know.
Oh yeah, he's alive.
Okay.
He hasn't. Yeah, he's completely fine. He just got COVID after asking to be released because he's like, please, I don't want to catch COVID, please. So, which prisons are literally like one of the worst places to be during this pandemic, and it's really, really scary. I remember seeing at the beginning of it that like people were actually like having like major funding issues to get everybody on staff, PPE and stuff like that. So it is a really big like issue in the US that like prison systems like are not prepared for this and still aren't. So for number 4, I remember this one too.
I mean,
I remember this one too.
4 years ago. It was 2021. So yeah, 4 years ago.
So this is the kidnapping of Chloe Ailing, or the quote unquote kidnapping of Chloe Ailing.
Oh.
She was Dr. Phil had her on and basically did like a whole look, okay. Dr. Phil is my guilty pleasure. How dare you?
Oh, say so, Sammy.
I love it because of the insanity, okay? It makes me look at other people and like, wow, I'm not crazy, okay?
Okay, one really, really, really quick story. I was in abnormal psychology my senior year of college, and we began class, and my teacher was, a PhD. She was a hot shit. She was wicked funny, and we're all talking about, what we know about psychology. It's like the first day of class. And someone's like, oh, I like watching the Dr. Phil show sometimes.
Oh, no.
This funny go-lucky teacher goes like, she deadpans. And then she's like, we will not talk about Dr. Phil and his teachings in this class.
Oh my
Dr.
God.
Phil was never brought up ever again. We're like, oh, shit.
He actually lost his license fairly recently. He is no longer
I thought he never had a license. I thought that was the whole
no,
thing.
he did. He is no longer qualified to practice psychology in the state of LA, I believe. Or wherever he is. Wherever he's from. I don't know.
Sorry to.
That they do a lot of
Thank you.
charity work. So I'm like kind of like, all right. He exploits a lot of people, which I find very like fucked up. But like at the same time, like he also does a lot of charity work and he does a lot of good work when sending and like he promotes like different like healing horse therapy stuff and like different therapy centers that for people that like wouldn't normally be able to get it. And I think that's very important. I mean, he really does try with some of these people. So I'm kind of like half and half. Like I know he's like a piece of shit, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, it's really entertaining to watch other people have a shittier life than me. so I do it to make myself feel better. But anyway, so he interviewed this girl and basically, oh, was it Italy? I thought it was Russians. Okay. So this is a British model.
You are Russian.
I'm not Russian.
You just said Italians, Russians, whatever. I'm like, see, you're Russian.
No. I'm not Russian. No, so this British model, her name was Chloe Ailing. She apparently was lured to a fake photo shoot and drugged with ketamine when she was there, and they attempted. It was like some gang. I remember the color orange being involved. I don't remember. There's clips on YouTube of her interview with him, and it doesn't convince me one way or another. She seems fairly upset by it. So it makes me think that like, yeah, maybe it did happen. But at the same time, this story is so fucking far-fetched, like really far-fetched. She was kidnapped and taken to a residence in the Italian countryside. She was held there for 6 days while they took photos and like posted her photos like on the black market or whatever to like sell her into trafficking, I'm assuming. And they took her to an Italian police station, but only after finding that the British consulate was closed. So basically, her kidnappers took her to a police station. That's weird thing number one. The second thing, there's so many like weird elements to it. Like, I believe like one of them, like if I remember it correctly, they said that they put her in a duffel bag. Like, I don't know I don't know. Most models, mind you, most models are at least 6 foot or at least 5'10" to 6 foot.
Yeah.
That's a big girl. I'm 5'7" and I can't fit in a duffel bag, even if I squeezed myself.
Have you tried? Moving on.
Don't ask me these questions, Dylan. Anyway. I guess they like said that they put her in a duffel bag and like carried her so that she couldn't see where she was going or something like that, and she was able to like peek through the mesh or something. I don't know. That's what I remember. I listened to this story a very long time ago, so I don't know. But there was a lot of skepticism from the public with the details that she was sharing and stuff like that. The photo is a bit disturbing that was taken of her because she clearly is drugged. Like she's not in the right state of mind. The photo is not. The photo is what makes me think that it's real because it's very alarming. But the rest of it is interesting, to say the least. The lawyers defending the kidnappers, which were 2 brothers, saying that there is a real risk that the entire case is a sham. They've said that while with her kidnapper, she went shopping for shoes and even had lunch together. And on her side, she continues to defend herself and saying, yes, this absolutely did happen. So whether I believe it or not is still neither here nor there. I will say that the photo is very disturbing. I just shot the picture over to you if you want to take a look. It's disturbing, but like
I think it's disturbing, but I think that could easily be faked. I mean, you just have to kind of look dazed over, looking not at the camera.
I mean,
It's a freaky picture. Don't get me
she's
wrong.
definitely not there. Like,
How can you tell by a picture? I mean, she could easily just be like a really good.
I mean, there's
Not
other
denying that
pictures.
didn't happen. I'm just saying, like, I can't. Just
Well,
go on a
also, like,
picture.
they're clearly blurring the side of her body on
Yeah.
that. Like, it doesn't look like she dressed herself. That's where that is a bit disturbing to me as well. But there's also a photo where like they put like weird pieces of paper on her to like show that like she was like a number or something, like a listing number. um it was really weird. Like they took like a bunch of different photos, but there's only two that I think are publicly available that were released for this case. But it definitely was odd. And like to really see a lot of the evidence and stuff like that, while I don't think Dr. Phil is the greatest, I think that it's worth a listen and it's worth a watch if you guys want to know more about that case, because it explains a lot more than I'm able to say.
Well, I mean, this isn't the first time that I've ever heard a true crime case where the Italian police royally fuck things up. I mean, I want to go to Italy,
Yeah.
but their police force isn't really the best.
Okay, so when I went to Italy 2 years ago, there's a lot of graffiti. And like I was not expecting that much graffiti. I mean, I expect that in San Francisco just because I live here. But like you expect like Rome to be very like historical, very preserved, and like by art history and stuff like that. There's a lot of graffiti, and there's a lot of like revolutionary kind of revolt and stuff like that like that is part of this graffiti. So it's not just tagging, it's like a lot of like actual like people trying to start a revolution and stuff like that. So I don't
Yeah, Spain's the same
I'm
way.
sure they have other things on their mind. But if they're not even stopping that and they're not cleaning that up on the streets, then
Exactly.
clearly there's something else going on there.
Sammy, you're from San Francisco, and from what I know of San Francisco from the media, you're from the Full House city, so everything is sunshine, lollipops, and dandelions in your city.
No. Yeah. So there's like a lot that a lot of like tourists and stuff don't know about San Francisco. Like we have the thing that most tourists should know is to unfortunately is to stay out of the Tenderloin district. It is called the Tenderloin. Is
And we're back on
it's
steaks.
we're back on steak. But it's called the Tenderloin because it's literally in the heart of San Francisco. It is literally like dead center of the city.
So
And
like
it
downtown?
actually, yeah, kind of. It's part of downtown. So it's like literally to the left of like kind of like the commercial street, like Powell Street. It's kind of to the left of that. But like it used to actually be the financial district, but when everything with Wall Street happened and everything, um a whole bunch of places like shut down, and like it ended up being a very very poor neighborhood. And the financial district moved. So the financial district is now on like Market Street stuff, not Market Street, maybe Market Street. I don't remember. My dad used to work in the financial district. Either way, but it like it moved, and it's like it's really sad. There's a lot of like it's not very well maintained, first of all. Second of all, there's not a lot of law enforcement that goes over there. There's a lot of drug use. It's a very poor neighborhood. It really really sucks. And one of the main places that a lot of the food banks and clothing and all that stuff, like a bunch of different stuff like that, a lot of the places that they serve is places in the Tenderloin. So I did a thing with my school, I think my senior year of high school, where we went over around Christmas time and we sorted a whole bunch of clothes and stuff like that. And we like hand delivered a bunch of food to like different places in the Tenderloin. And it's really cool because these people are like very grateful for it, and because they don't get a lot of people that are like very kind to them there. And like a lot of people that like just get out of jail go there because it's cheap to to rent over there because it's very crime ridden. And it sucks because like those people still deserve like decency too, you know? So but that's like the main place that a lot of people like point to like the Bay Area being like not great if you're going to visit San Francisco, but then like at the same time they also point to Oakland where there are beautiful parts of Oakland, like absolutely stunning. My boyfriend lives like pretty close to Oakland, so like in a neighboring town, so I'm going through there quite a bit, and while there are not great parts of Oakland, there are really, really beautiful parts of Oakland. Like the commercial district of Oakland is beautiful. There are in the Oakland Hills where there's a lot of like it's because it's still quote unquote Oakland. The pricing is a little bit lower, but they're beautiful homes, like homes that you would pay like a fuck ton if you were to live in the city. But because it's Oakland, it's cheaper. So like these hills are just like you have like a full shot of like the bay and this beautiful sunset on some of these like Zillow like places that you could see. And like they're cheaper than most places in the city that would have that same view. It's really crazy. So a lot of people like kind of give it a bad rap after they like kind of know more about it. But like to you, someone who doesn't live there, you think it's completely sunshine and rainbows when it's totally not. It's totally like people peeing on sidewalks. like that's like a very real thing.
And being from Boston, we kind of have the opposite thing, whereas there's really nice areas of Boston. Like it's not just one big shithole. I mean, there's some beautiful parts of Boston.
Yeah, I've never heard anything really about Boston. The only thing I know about Massachusetts is Salem.
Yay.
Yeah. And I mean, like the only other thing I know about like is that Boston was basically like one of like the first, oh my God, I'm going to sound like a total moron if I'm wrong, but it was like one of the first colonies.
We were one of the first colonies.
Okay.
We were part of the
Okay.
13 original colonies.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, because I remember it being like very, very, very heavily mentioned in history books, and I
Yes.
just don't have that memory with me
Yes.
right now.
The United
Clearly,
States
since
would
I
not
am-
exist without Boston and Bostonians being insufferable pricks.
Oh, that's another question. What happened with the Boston Massacre? I know that sounds like
True Crime Colonial Edition.
Okay. No, like, okay. Maybe, okay. So I think, to my knowledge of what I know about the Boston Massacre, is that it was one dude. They got pissed off at this one, like, they got pissed off at somebody on the steps of somewhere. And this one dude got trigger happy and shot. And so everybody else started shooting. That's all I know.
Do you know the famous picture drawn by Paul Revere?
Yes.
Okay. In the picture, you have the redcoats lined up, and there it's like almost like it's a massacre. Like they're shooting at the people. Mm-hmm. What actually happened was, and it was they've since discovered this, and it's really not talked about because it actually shows the truth is actually very difficult for people. The redcoats were actually being harassed by the colonists. They were just on guard duty. They were just kind of hanging out. A mob starts to form.
So it was a colonist that shot first, not the redcoats.
No. What happened was the colonists started getting first they started yelling shit at them.
Okay.
Then more people started coming out, and it was like a cold winter's night. People then are now screaming at the redcoats to piss off because we're Boston. Yeah. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. And eventually, what had happened was the redcoats kind of got scared because there weren't a lot of them. They have this mob forming, and I think they did. They shot, but it was out of self-defense because I think the colonists started attacking them. Mm. But what happened was it was mere self-defense actually on part of the redcoats. This goes all over the colonies that redcoats have shot at colonists, and then that's one of the
that
big
gives them a
things.
bad name for this.
It-
Yeah.
It was pure self-defense.
Yeah.
Sorry, England. Not sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm from the painting that I've seen, they were fairly close to each other. I don't think like nowadays that any kind
in
of
formation, the commanding officers giving the order to fire never happened. It was pure self-defense.
yeah. So like my thing is that like that would never happen now. I mean, like, first off, it might, but at the same time, no one would be allowed to get that close to officers defending a building.
Yeah.
At all. No one would make it that far. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. But either way, thank you for the history lesson.
Our new segments, colonial history and true crime, and the Bay Area with Sami.
Yeah. Oh man, you know what? One of these days, we're gonna cover Jack the Ripper.
Yes, we are.
And we're gonna go back in time. You know what? I want to have like a whole season where we do like really, really old crime cases rather than like more recent memory, more like common society that we know of type deal.
Who killed King Tut? Ancient history, ancient true crime.
To my knowledge, he died of disease. But that's the official census, I think.
No. We watched a documentary of that. Granted, it was in 6th grade, so it could be outdated. But the Discovery Channel.
Was it a documentary or was it Prince of Egypt?
I'm pretty sure
because I watch Prince of Egypt like literally every single year in Catholic school.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure that they discovered. Well, that's kind of. It wasn't a disease because the whole thing with King Tut is ancient true crime. Okay, here we go.
We'll get there.
It's the first and like most famous assassination. And
really?
I'm fairly certain. I have to brush up on my Egyptian history, but yeah, the assassination of King Tut.
Ooh.
And I'm pretty sure they figured out that it was his high priest that assassinated him.
So,
oh my God, he was like a teenager though. He wasn't very old.
He was a kid.
So yeah, this is definitely for next season. I don't know season 3, but in general, we'll definitely do something.
Yeah, at some point I want to do a whole season just solely themed on older cases.
I would love that as well.
I love it.
Definitely.
Because we still want to cover OJ and stuff like that, but we'll get to season 7.
Exactly. Hey, Dylan called it in one of the episodes, season 7. So here we are.
We are almost there too. So we are at number 3 now.
Okay.
And this is the assassination of Kim Jong-un's half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, which I did not know existed.
Oh, this one I do know.
Yeah, so not super surprising that to believe that maybe Kim Jong-un might have ordered the death of a relative. Not surprising.
Done it before.
But he's reportedly done that in dramatic fashion in the past. So in February of 2017, his half-brother was assassinated while sitting in a Malaysian airport, apparently by a pair of women who North Koreans agents fooled into thinking they were playing a prank as part of a reality show. What? He died from a face full of nerve gas.
Mm-hmm. At an airport.
What?
Yeah.
At an airport.
Yeah.
So like that could have easily affected other people.
Do you think the North
That's
Koreans
not
care?
like it's localized.
No, it was at an airport. They sprayed him in the face.
Jesus Christ. The oddness of the murder was somehow magnified by the fact that one of his assailants was wearing oh no one of his assailants that shot him with this nerve gas was wearing a sweatshirt that said LOL emblazoned on the chest.
Sounds about right.
That's too real. Oh, This next one I actually have a story for. But if any of you guys
Oh,
have anything else to say on North Korea, feel free.
Well, I lived there, so I know a fair amount of their history.
Exactly.
North Korea?
Yeah.
You lived there?
No, other than South Korea.
Oh my God. Okay. I was
Right.
gonna be like, how did you get out of there?
How did you
But
get?
even South Korea, there's a lot going on there that's like really rough, like politically wise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are stuck. There's a lot of people that aren't being given like rations and stuff like that. To my knowledge, at least from
no one really
when I
talks
was
about
studying
South
in it.
Korea because they have a crazy older brother to the north. So South Korea,
Yeah,
they
but
get
they're
away
still
with
affected by
murder.
it.
Yeah. He was Kim Jong-un's brother. He was very much like the black sheep of the family. I
Yeah.
want to say, I'm pretty sure he was the oldest. Like he was supposed to be the next supreme leader.
Oh, so not the sister. I didn't know he had a brother. First of all, is there like a sister or is it
Yeah,
a niece?
it's his sister. I don't know if it's his older or younger sister, but she's considered the
Yeah.
second most powerful person in North Korea.
Yeah, like the whole internet was simping over her when we thought Kim Jong-un was dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
if
right.
something were to happen to her, she's gonna take power. What
Yeah.
experts believe.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the older brother, he was like, I could be wrong about this, but I'm fairly certain from what I remember, he was like a really nice guy. Like
Aw.
he like embarrassed the royal family by he snuck out of North Korea to go to like Disney World in like in a
Oh.
disguise, and the North Koreans were like,
How dare you?
You're the next supreme leader, motherfucker. Like
No, poor guy.
he
I
wanted
feel
nothing to do with
bad.
it. He wanted nothing to do with the regime, really.
That makes me so sad because he was assassinated. Like that's that
Yeah, Kim
sucks.
Jong-un, last North Korean story, his uncle was an incredibly powerful member within the government, and they actually have the videotape. He was like at their national assembly or whatever, and the guards come right up to him and they're like, "Let's go." And like I'm like
Go
the
where?
like I'm the uncle, like I'm like very powerful, I'm very influential. Come with us. He was executed. Kim like purged his government of anyone who wasn't loyal enough to him.
Holy cow.
And I'm
Okay.
not exactly sure if this is how they did it, but one of the ways that they like to execute people is somehow they get them up high enough and they use anti-air missiles.
What? What is that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. What anti-air missiles?
So if you have like a helicopter,
Uh-huh.
you have anti-air like device to shoot it down. They use this device to execute people.
So they blow them up?
Yeah. That's what they do.
That's so fucked up. That's so messed up. Now I feel bad for this dude. He didn't deserve to be murdered by a woman in an LOL sweatshirt.
All he wanted to do was go to Disney
I remember
World.
this was all over the news because like you both mentioned, this was at an airport and people were like, no, Kim.
Yeah.
Number two.
This is one that I know you guys have to have remembered. It was the year of the creepy clown. Remember where there was those clown attacks like all over the US?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there was one in like literally my town, my small town that is like a sub like town from SF. Tiny town. No one's ever heard of it. Literally a block away from my house, I got an alert from Citizen, which is an app that like you get like alerts of like local like happenings going on, like if there's a fire or like if there's like shots fired, stuff like that. I got an alert at this time that there was a man with a clown mask chasing a car around the parking lot a block away from my house with a knife. I don't know whatever became of that. I definitely have a screenshot of it. But But like,
Did you see it happen?
No, I
Okay.
got because I was working at like the daycare that was like right up the street at the time. And I had just gotten home, so it's like a block away from me. And I'm like, I gotta go tell my boss who's still up there, like what's going on. So I definitely have a screenshot of it with the alert that came through. Man in clown mask chasing car with knife. Like that was insane. I don't know what prompted it. But there were people like chasing people in forests. There were people chasing cars that were dressed up as clowns, like wielding like machetes and shit. In a woman in North Carolina in Hickory reported an assault by a man in a clown mask and fright wig swinging an axe. At 4:30 in the morning, she somehow recognized him. The police issued a warrant for a 31-year-old acquaintance of hers for assault with a deadly weapon. There was another one that was arrested in Maine who had one arm and was wielding a machete. I don't know what to add to that.
Exactly.
But and of course, the great state of Florida, where nothing bad ever happens.
Nothing.
Nothing bad ever happens in Florida. They solved a 27-year-old clown-related cold case. They arrested Sheila Keene, age 54, for the 1990 murder of Marlene Warren. Her murder was infamous. The killer rang her doorbell wearing a full clown costume bearing flowers and then shot her at point blank range. She had always been a suspect for numerous reasons, including the fact that she had entertained kids as a party clown.
All right.
So why they wouldn't have thought her in the first place?
It's asking a lot, Sammy. It's asking a lot.
It's asking a lot of police. It really is, truly. But like this was happening like literally all over the US. It was insane. So for anyone who like doesn't remember that, I urge you to look it up because there were plenty of videos of people being like chased with knives. There were people being chased on bikes in forests, like people on hikes. Like it was insane. There was a lot happening that year and it continued for like a good like 3 or 4 months. It was crazy.
I'm happy it stopped. I don't know how. I don't want to know.
Yeah, at some point it just like miraculously stopped. It like dwindled and then stopped. I don't want to remind people because I don't want it to happen again. But yeah, I think clowns are one of the most feared things. I believe it's one of the biggest fears.
It's like right up there like with spiders.
Yeah.
Pretty damn
America's top fears is public speaking, heights, and bugs. But like I believe clowns are a close fourth. Wait. Bugs, snakes, and other animals is up the top. Blood and needles is the next one. Claustrophobia is the third. Strangers is the fourth. And the fifth is clowns.
There you go.
And the sixth being ghosts. People are more afraid of clowns
than ghosts. Exactly.
I'm not even kidding. So that's a lot. So that was number 2. So
All
number
right.
1.
Wait. I need to correct myself because I made an error and I need to correct it. I'm gonna make sure Ari, just cover your ears real quick.
Okay, hold on a sec, please.
So apparently, they have used that form of execution before. I know I've read about that, but his uncle, it was originally reported by a Chinese media outlet but was eventually disproven. The Chinese said that he was stripped naked and fed to hungry dogs.
Oh my God, that's so much worse.
That was deemed.
I don't know if that's worse.
That was a lie, apparently, by this Chinese outlet. What actually happened was he was killed by firing squad. But an article I just pulled up, it talked about how apparently after his execution, he was beheaded, and they put his head on top of his body, and Kim Jong-un made his ranking generals and officials look at it.
That's like adding insult to injury.
So, hey guys, you know how I tell you to do things? See, what happens when you don't?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That sucks. That
that's
sucks.
the North Korean regime for you.
Ah, but he didn't do anything.
I'm not condoning the man's execution.
Okay. So if he actually did,
Well,
then
I think, once again, I'm not going to get too political into it, but it was during one of Kim's purges of his government where he only wanted loyalists. I think I read quickly that in like 2009 he spent over like 5 million euros, and they were just like, nah, you're not the supreme leader. Who do you think you are?
yeah. I mean, if you're misusing government funds, I think there's something to be said about that.
But I think at the end of the day, he was someone powerful within the government, and Kim's like, no, I'm the only one. Daddy told me so.
Yeah, my dad says so. He put me here. You didn't. I have to respect you.
So we're gonna do number one right now. The number one.
We're gonna do number one, but
Ali.
let's give it a second until Ariadna gets back.
Ariadna has returned.
Hello.
There she is.
Alrighty then. Let's do this. Number one.
So number one, the title is just "This Guy Is All of Us." So I don't know what this means. I'm gonna read this word for word because I don't know what this is about. On Tuesday, December 12th, with temperatures in the 20s Fahrenheit for people who are in the UK. 32-year-old Jose Gonzalez Flores stopped all traffic on Virginia Route 28 in Fairfax County. He assaulted a truck, breaking a window and stabbing the roof with a knife. He threw things, ran around having a great time, removed his clothes, then ran butt naked into the woods with a tire around his neck. The Huffington Post reported that Flores was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of felony hit and run, throwing an object at a moving vehicle, destruction of property, assault and battery, indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and possession of marijuana. That's a lot. He may have been high, mentally unstable, or some combination of both. Or maybe just like everyone else, he had had enough of 2017.
I just had enough of this year.
To quote Ross's and Monica's mom in one of my favorite episodes of Friends, that's a lot to take in 30 seconds.
Yeah. That's a lot of 30 seconds. I'm looking into the article
I don't understand
right
how
now.
did that not happen in 2020, but we had our own fair share of crazy stories happening in 2020 to add that one.
Oh no.
Hold on, technical difficulties.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Of course, no problem.
Yeah. So a truck driver named Adam Allen saw a man punch another man near the crash scene. He started to strip, witnesses said. He had a tire in his hand and he had something that had blades and he started like slicing himself. The guy saw him strip down and then like locked eyes with him. Like it was just like looking at him. And the truck driver's dog got uneasy. So he looked at me.
Was the truck driver okay?
Yeah, I don't think he like harmed him or any. Oh, hold on a minute.
I was gonna say, wasn't he like?
Hold on a minute, let me get there.
Oh.
He looked at me and the dog started barking. He hopped up onto the passenger side, tried to open the door, couldn't get in, punched a window and shattered it with his fist. He shouted, "Hi-ya!" as if he were doing karate as he broke the window. Oh, baby. The glass cut the dog's face around her right eye. Oh, baby. EMTs.
Puppy.
EMTs would later help her when they were cleaning her eye. They said that she shut it just in time, like a smart little puppy and a good girl. Videos show the nude man hanging on the door of the tractor trailer. It got up to 30 miles per hour before he finally let go. He was like, it was almost out of a movie. Another guy named Tariq Hussein saw the whole scene unfold after his dump truck was hit from behind by a blue pickup truck. He said the naked man laid down in the road and tried to damage multiple cars. He was stopping cars. He was laying down. He started swinging, laid down naked and all that stuff. So people stopped. They don't want to run him over. So they just stop. So whoever stopped, he goes to them and tries to smash their window. Then he jumped onto this guy's pickup truck flatbed and he just tried to stab the window with a knife, and he broke the window of the truck. And then, fully nude, he jumped off the truck and ran into the woods. He took a used tire around his neck and ran into the woods. He was later found a short time later in a drainage ditch on Duel's airport property. He was arrested and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and no one else was hurt. Initially, police could not identify him. The man's alive, first of all.
Wow.
So how can you not identify him? The car crash and the search for the man blocked traffic for nearly an hour. It was not immediately clear if he had been under the influence of drugs or alcohol or if he had been experienced a medical emergency. After he was released from the hospital, police said he would be charged with indecent exposure, felony hit and run, throwing an object at a moving vehicle, destruction of property, assault and battery, disorderly conduct, and marijuana possession. The dog is doing fine.
Woo! That's all that matters.
Good.
And police initially said, based on preliminary information, that a driver swerved around the naked man and caused a crash. The end.
What was the name of the
This dude?
No, thank you. But no, the name of the article, not the article, but you said number one is this
Number
man
one is this guy is all of us. I
is
don't
he
think I'm
really?
this guy.
Is he really?
I don't think I'm him.
I'm not him. We all dealt from 2017 to 2020. I think there's a humongous difference of what a year it has been, and then some. And then at the same time, we've gone through a lot, but I don't think that's us.
No, I don't think I would strip naked and go to
and like
stab
hurt
a
people.
car.
Let alone strip naked. You're like, okay, you can be naked, I guess. Not really, but
I don't know,
okay.
Sammy.
But then like stab people just for, shits and giggles. No.
He didn't stab anybody though. He just stabbed property, like stabbed windows and stuff.
But who was he to say?
Like intent.
Exactly. There was intent there. And luckily none of those cars had like a passenger or like babies in the back or like kids or a grandma or even us. I don't care. Like that's, you know what I mean? So still you're still, and you hurt a dog. And so once again, that's intent to some extent.
Yeah.
So that's on me. That's no, it's a handful of a year. It was a handful of a year. We're basically mid 2021 now. So I mean,
mid.
Yes.
We're 2 months in.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
it's May 27th.
Oh, that's right. It's sunny, and I'm going to the beach
sunny
tomorrow.
And beautiful, and I want to stick my feet in the sand.
Just
that's warm.
Well, especially
get my trunks on.
Especially in the San Francisco area. I'm not sure about New England. Gosh darn it! I don't think I could ever see. I don't think I'll ever be in the sea here.
Oh my God! You think our beaches are warm?
Actually, no, they're not. No, you're right.
They're freezing.
Yeah, you're.
No, because we actually have water that comes from the Arctic to our beaches. So anything that's not that is warm to us.
Well, yeah, to you, not to me.
No, it's
For me,
pretty frigid
California
over
would be
here.
cold still,
You lived in Galicia?
which was really, really cold. That's why I was never in the sea. And same goes for here. Like, I don't think I would ever go in. I probably would. It's me, but like, yeah. I need like Barcelona. I need Miami kind of water. I don't know. We'll see California at some point of the summer, I hope. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, the beach near me is the water temperature today at the beach is 51 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's winter.
It's normally 55.
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
average, I believe, is 53.
There you go.
Yeah, I take
Even
it back.
even
I went to the article. The average is 53.
yeah. So that's yeah. So it'll
Throughout
still
the
be warmer
year,
for
the water
you.
does not rise above 68.
Exactly. So we'll see if I'm able to go in or not. Anyways, beach spring talk aside, almost summer aside. This band is not all of us.
No,
At all.
no, I am not this man. I don't have the public. I don't have confidence enough to strip naked and run around.
Oh, see, I do, but that's just the Latin in me. I'm okay. I can go to nude beaches. I can go to
pass on
spas and saunas
I'm
and
cool with like bra and underwear. Because I was a theater kid and I had to like quick change backstage all this time and stuff like that. But like maybe boobies.
I'm so used to
Maybe
being
boobies.
topless because the beaches are just even like it's not even because it's a nude beach. It's the beaches in Spain usually are topless in general for the most part.
Interesting.
Yeah, like not all of them by any
Apparently
means.
it's the same in Brazil too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah, I guess Brazil is just like there's a lot of women just kind of letting it hang out over there.
Yeah,
And, like, no one bats an eye at it, but like here it's like, oh my goodness.
No one really bats an eye in Spain. Same goes for Latin America, and at the same time, it doesn't matter the age. It could be a 15-year-old, which I know sounds weird, but it's kind of just normal.
It's general, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's ingrained in the culture, I feel.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, well, I mean, it also gets like super hot over there. So like, one, I can understand that because I would I am not like you, Ariadna. I would much rather be frigid cold
Yep.
than hot because you could always layer on the layers and
Yep.
be completely enveloped in a little burrito, but you can never
Little
strip off your
burrito.
skin. You can never strip
I
off your skin.
understand,
So,
but
like,
I don't
no matter
understand.
how
Every single
little
time
layers you
we have a discussion like this, people go to the extremes, and I'm like, there's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful word called balance. And there's probably somewhere in the world that you can find a little bit of both.
Have you ever been to
I
Florida?
think Palma de Mallorca. No, not Florida. Miami's really, really damn hot, and I understand not living in Florida. I wouldn't live in Florida
I hate
again.
Florida.
You know,
No
I
offense
grew
to
up in
anyone living
Miami.
Florida,
I
but
grew
I
up in
will
Miami.
pass on Florida.
It's ridiculously hot. We live in New England right now. You know, this winter was really tough. There was a lot of snow. I don't want to snow. You know what I mean? Palma Mallorca, I feel like it's a good balance. For example, like there are places we can find in this world. That doesn't have to be like, oh my god, it's so hot.
Hawaii's good, like in the springtime.
But there's no winter. So like I would like him to have winter. I don't know how we started talking about places around the world in this true crime, very random episode.
We have awards to get to. Awards.
Exactly.
There's a ceremony.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Exactly. So KPM fam, we love you. We're giving you like 40 episodes this season, so I'm pretty sure by now you're definitely
There's a lot happening.
Exactly. You guys, just have fun with us. Just keep it rolling.
Yeah. There's something Ariadna and I just talked about last night that we're potentially planning, and I'm very excited for it.
Very excited.
Dylan's not excited for it because that just puts one more dent in our schedule of how much we have to record. But
no, he loves us. He loves our KPM fam. Oh, we're here because of him, because this is his world, kind of. But here we go. Anyways, going to the awards. It is. I know you guys have set up 4 awards.
Yeah.
So the first award is the Goddamn Award.
Goddamn.
Goddamn. Goddamn.
What's your goddamn case, Dylan?
I'm gonna have to go with grandma.
Really?
That's my goddamn. Just I heard that case and it's like goddamn.
Goddamn.
Yeah. Mine
Um,
was Leonard.
Goddamn.
I give goddamn to Leonard.
Oh, Leonard. Oh, the Australian who they
Yep.
could never catch.
Because he was like psycho. Like, he literally could not let it go. So I give
Yeah.
that my goddamn, because also, like, I give it a Jesus Christ goddamn. But, like, I also give it a goddamn, like, disappointed goddamn, you know? Because, like, at the end, like, she ended up, like, having to, like, release custody of her daughter. And, like,
He won. He beat a
she
country.
should have never had to do that, you know? He did win. And, like, that's not cool. I mean, eventually he lost as of this past year, but who's laughing now in jail, Leonard?
Oh my
So-
goodness. So in second place, or second word of the, was it evening, afternoon, morning, whenever the heck you're listening to this podcast, KPM fam, is what the hell? Dylan, Sam, what the hell?
I want to cheat so badly and do two, but I'm trying. Sam, you go. Then I'm gonna.
Okay. I gave what the hell to Slenderman. Because for not only like for one person to go about and do this is one thing, but for one person to then coerce another person that all this shit is real and like go along with it is another.
Yeah.
So I give that what the hell.
I think I may give my what the hell to Leonard because he literally brought Australia to its knees.
Yeah.
He brought an entire country to its knees. They could not prove anything against him. He was bombing federal buildings, and they're like, it's Leonard.
What the hell?
It's Leonard. Can't prove it, but it's Leonard.
We know it's him, but we have no evidence.
Yeah.
Leonard, you brought a country to its knees, but now they're like,
Gotcha.
got you now.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right. In third, for our third award of the evening, afternoon, morning, whenever the heck you're listening to this once again, is police work fail.
We should all have the same answer to this.
And that would be
3,
the
2, 1.
Grinder killer.
Thought so.
The most incompetent police force. I mean, I would rather have not Police Constable Wiggum from The Simpsons investigating a murder before these morons in the UK.
That's
Hey,
so bad.
We have all this evidence to prove that something is wrong, or my brother is
These
missing.
3 cases are connected. Could you maybe?
And every time the police were like, you know what? There's not enough evidence.
I'm really feeling it.
Like, I can't really do paperwork right now. We're giving you the killer. Like, it's right here, but I said I'd get groceries later, and
I have yoga after work. I can't be doing this.
you individuals who are part of that police department that let this happen, you have blood on your hands because you were kicking back, relaxing, and the killer actually struck again. So you're a disgrace to good police work everywhere, and I hope that HR rips you a new one.
Yeah. I truly, truly hope that they hold a bunch of these people accountable for who was involved during that time, because I know that investigation is still going on, but I truly, truly hope that they go in and they find that there was a miscarriage of justice here.
Mm-hmm.
That it should have been carried out much sooner, and that the amount of shitty police work that happened was unacceptable, and that this does not happen again to anybody.
I will be going on YouTube after this and watching the greatest highlights of Constable Wiggum, and he's still a better cop.
Still a better cop than UK police.
And for the best award of, once again, the evening, the afternoon, or morning, for this beautiful episode on KPM True Crime Season 2 is iconic.
Who's your iconic award, Dylan?
Who does it go to?
We had a lot of great cases. Learned a lot. Once again, I'm really kind of stuck between a few of them. I mean, I can't think of the name right now, but I do believe that the iconic word does belong to the Brazilian parrot that we all
The
love.
parrot?
Oh no!
Were you gonna say the grandma? I feel like she was gonna say the grandma.
No.
Oh, who would you?
I was going to say Black Dahlia, Elizabeth
Oh,
because she truly was an icon. I actually have an enamel pin of her face from before she passed away. It was like I think one of her like school portraits or something like that, where she had like an ES for Elizabeth Short on her little collar. I have an enamel pin of her that's just totally like she is the face of that case, you know?
So you would say
Agreed.
you would go for the parrot guy?
Yeah.
I feel like my runner-up would be the Slenderman, because that's when
Yeah.
that game was at its height, and you have little kids going out believing that the game is real and that this character / creature is real. And that was absolutely insane. That is a hell of a case. Please go listen to all of these, but that one's one of my personal favorites. But I think the Brazilian killer, Sauzau, Wallace Souza. I mean, just having a monopoly on the market. I mean, you hire hitmen, you have people killed, and then you're the first one there. Like, breaking news.
Yeah.
I'm Wallace Souza. Like, you're what? What are you doing?
To wrap it up, I know we've been recording a whole bunch and it's the last episode, so it's definitely a super special treat for our KPM fam for have such a long episode, of course. I guess my last couple of questions for you guys, with even though I wasn't part of it for obvious reasons, please and thank you very much. Out of all the cases you saw, you only saw 8 cases, which feels like a whole lot, but no, you saw 7 cases because you guys had the 2-parter.
The last one was part 2, yeah.
Exactly. Which one surprised you the most?
Surprised me the most.
Like a plot twist or something, like parrot apparently.
Oh no, that was a side conversation about Laura Jose. I also, Dylan, I found out that Laura Jose has a cousin named Laura Maria, and she's from New York City, and she's a pink parrot who wears wigs and makeup, and I love her. Anyway, which was the one that surprised me the most? That's hard.
That's really hard.
I almost want to say the landlady murders. I almost want to say Dorothea Puente, because for her to get away with that for so long, 1, 2, for her, I always thought that parole officers, like, that they checked in way more often than they actually did.
Checked in once.
Yeah, they checked in maybe like 3 times total throughout the entire time she was doing all this shit, and never once noticed she was running a boarding house. But I think that's the one that surprised me the most, because also that case brought me to another case that eventually I will cover, of Iva Kroger, which happened so much more locally to me, that my family has connection to. So it's kind of crazy that one brings me to another case almost identical to it. Of course, with less victims, but either way, nearly identical, but way closer to me. So,
all right. And I think my last 2 would be, which one is one of the stories that you will tell again and again? Like, tell your buddies, friends, coworkers, whatever the F, kind of when you guys talk about true crime with somebody else. Out of all the cases, which one stuck the most?
I want to tell my friends about the most. I think I sent it to Sam last night. Sammy, sorry. The Chicago
Tylenol murders.
Tylenol murders, because
I would say the same thing.
I opened my brand new thing of Advil and I saw the protective seal and I was like, I'm gonna be telling this story for the rest of my life, because that protective seal is because of a murder
7
case
people. Yeah.
and that they never caught.
Yeah, that's the one that I think it's because it's the most in your face and it's the one that you face the most. And it's the one that affected pretty much like in basically an entire market.
Yeah.
Um,
Protective
not only-
seals.
Yeah, protective seals.
Yeah.
And not only that, they moved away from capsules that are removable that you can twist open. That nowadays they actually either give it in full tablet form, where it's completely compressed powder into a tablet, or they do it in liquid gels, which both are tamper evident. So there's nothing you could that they moved completely away from that.
That's
Now,
really cool
nowadays,
like that we have those
Yeah.
resources now, I was trying to say.
Yeah, and now like the only thing you could really get, I even told Dylan last night, like the only thing you can really get that's in that original form with the casing that you can open up and replace things in is really like things like echinacea, like herbal supplements and stuff like that, which you would be able to know if something was mixed in with an herbal supplement.
Mm-hmm.
You would know.
Okay.
And either way, there's tamper-proof seals on that too.
So there you go. And definitely last question, because it's the last one of the season. And thank you so much for being here. So my question is, any future case apart from goodness gracious, the Reaper guy,
Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper, thank you very much.
Ooh,
Apart
you
from
were very
him,
close to a different case that I was thinking of, which
Oh,
is
okay.
the Green River Killer, which is another brutal case. But
apart from that one, apart from Asian crime, obviously, what other case for next season would you guys be like, this one comes to mind?
I mean, I know Sammy, you're gonna be doing one about that's very close to you because your family's connected. Simply because I'm from Boston, I'd like to hear about the Boston Strangler.
Okay.
oh, I need to actually look more into that because I remember reading into it a while ago, and I genuinely now I could not tell you. I couldn't tell you who the killer was, one, or who any of the victims were, or what it was about.
Okay then. So
I want to say that like the Boston Strangler happened around the same time as the Green River Killer, but I can't remember. But the one that I would say that I definitely want to cover in the future is this. It's completely unsolved still. This woman, it was a girl named Lauren Agee. I don't know if this happened in. I don't know where this happened, honestly, but either way, it is.
we'll get there when we'll get there. Then this is not going to be the steak thing all over again right now. We won't do that to you, KPM fam.
She passed away at a like a wakeboarding festival and stuff like that, under mysterious circumstances, and it has never been solved.
Okay.
There's a few people that are definitely sus, but no one's ever been caught for it.
All that being said, KPM fam, once more, thank you so much for listening, and especially to Dylan and Sammy, of course, in this particular case, and me just randomly here saying hello as always. Thank you so much for your patience, for your love, for your notes, Sammy, for your fun. I know that Dylan had tons of fun talking to you.
Oh, yeah. I had a blast.
And I know our KPM fam as well, because they were all about that true crime in general.
Sammy's late night frantic text to me, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, like after I talked to my grandma, I'll be like, oh my god, Dylan.
Exactly.
It's been a fun season.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled to hear that. As for us too, of course. Tomorrow's our final episode for season 2. Can you believe it?
Then we're gonna go to the beach.
Oh yes, please. Oh my god. Like you say, don't do that to me, Skip. Like if we're going to the beach, you're taking me to the beach. Let's go. But seriously though, so yeah, till next time. Definitely. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
being here, Sammy.
Of course. Thank you for having me on. I love doing this. So I will definitely be fleshing out some more cases. And I have a bunch saved on my like watch later that of cases that I have never heard of before that I will be looking into to kind of add to our little list of new cases to look into.
Yes. Drop those comments down below, my lovely, beautiful KPM fam, my very spooky, scary KPM fam. For other cases, for which one was your favorite, which one's your most iconic, which one, what the hell kind of sort of deal.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel
who
like
do your awards go to?
exactly, that's definitely the question of this episode. And until soon, bye.
Peace.
Bye.